Are you looking for a build that hits for a billion DPS? Well, so am I. In this build, I'm going to be showcasing the Iron Lung on an old red striker build. I know it was never done before, one of one build again. But this time, to make the build even more unique than being an old red striker build with the Iron Lung, I'm throwing in the courier backpack with perfect creeping death to help spread melting chaos while we throw out sanitation, which is going to be the only way we stay alive. This build melts so hard that you're going to have to turn down the contrast on your TV, or it's going to burn a hole straight through the middle. And before you say anything, just know that I am 100% serious. This is a unique build never done before.
Did I just respawn again?
What's going on, Dags? If you're new to the channel, welcome to Dad Again Gaming. I'm your host, Nox, where my favorite thing to do is respawn, and it's not because I'm good. I am back at it again with another unique one-on-one specially made video for you guys. This time I'm using an old red striker build with the Iron Lung and the creeping death talent because, I mean, you already do so much damage with an old red striker build that you can literally just run whatever else you want to make it more unique. And this build's going to fit into my motto for the season with that 30% rate of fire, 30% weapon damage that we get. If it has a trigger and if you can aim it and it shoots, it's going to melt this season. Personally, never run the Iron Lung. I haven't run it in like God knows how many seasons now. But this season, I thought, you know, with the sanitation and how that works, I'm going to give it a try. And honestly, I've been pleasantly surprised. I made an old blue strikers build with the Iron Lung that worked really well. We literally would never die. So I figured, why not make a unique build that nobody has ever seen before with a old red striker, right? This is already done. You're late. Blah, blah, blah. I've been running this build for 2 weeks. Catch up. That sarcasm right over your heads. But either way, let's get right back to it. I was excited for the 30th because there's a lot of goodies happening on the 30th. We have my favorite global event coming up, Reanimated. We have Kinley College open. And Kinley College is really good because you can go there and max out your expertise pretty quick. And then tomorrow I'm going to test out Kinley College to see if they patched it from my last time I put out a guide how to farm it. And also because there's a global event happening, we could get into the National Bond Armory and run that on loop as well. I already have guides up on how to do that, but I'll check it out again tomorrow and see if anything changed and if it still works like it's supposed to work or how it's been working. I don't know. And also, if you're looking for the Bighorn, the Reanimated event makes it super easy to farm the summit. You can literally just run any type of one-shot build during a Reanimated event and just melt through legendary content. And the way you get the Bighorn is by taking out named enemies, and that's why you're going to want to farm one of the boss floors at the summit on loop. And if you're farming for the Bighorn, just know it has its own separate drop chance of 5%, and it will not be affected by targeted loot or the directives you have in the summit. And with the Rainbow Six event dropping on the 30th, it's going to be similar to the Payday event where there's going to be a bunch of cosmetics you can earn, and the outfits actually look pretty dope, I'm not going to lie. But either way, let's get back to what this video is about. And honestly, there isn't much to say. It's just our old red striker build. We're using the Iron Lung paired with the Sanitation Active. And I have this build pretty much set up for running legendary content, hence is why I'm using strikers. And if you know me, I don't run strikers in heroic and below content unless if I'm playing like a skill build or something with strikers. And the whole goal of this loadout is to play around the sanitation when it's active and to prolong the duration of it by killing enemies that are burning. And that's where the Iron Lung is going to come in clutch, especially with the creeping death talent. We're also going to set enemies on fire when sanitation is active with critical hits. So we are going to have a lot of synergy to get enemies on fire, to take them out, and to give us more duration for our sanitation active. And you can play this solo or in a group, it doesn't matter. You could also play this loadout in heroic and below content. If you want to run a loadout like this in heroic and below content, just don't run this striker chest piece, run it like Obliterate or something. Either way, enough with my banter. Let's get right into the build breakdown. So for this loadout, I have the gun specialization, the Iron Lung with the Talon Ardent, which gives you that burning magazine, ACS 12 to build up my striker stacks if need be. The card custom for the +1 skill tier. I'll pop it down with my precision smart cover to give me a little bit more damage to target out of the cover. And then as long as you stay in cover when you place this precision smart cover with the card custom in your hand, you can swap out to your primary or secondary. But as soon as you got a cover and get back in cover, you'll lose that additional skill tier boost. And then when it comes to the actual loadout, there's a lot of different ways I played it. This is one of them that I played with the 4-piece strikers. The courier was pretty good, just like a utility with the perfect creeping death. So the whole purpose of the loadout is because of the sanitation. Every time you have 2 people burning at the same time, you're going to get all that repair, which is 110% per second. The way this works is kind of weird because you need to have actively 2 targets burning to get the armor regen, but the rest of it works fine. Like, you don't need to have actually 3 stacks to make people burn with critical hits. Like, you could crit with nobody burning, you'll light them on fire. You don't need 5 people burning for 5 stacks to get the 3 seconds duration. You can only have 1 thing burning, 1 person burning, and kill them, and you'll get the 3 seconds duration. So it's a little weird. I've tested it out in the shooting range. So yeah, you do need 2 active burning targets though to get the armor regen. And then I have the Turmoil kneepads, and this is where you could mix and match literally. I tried a lot of different loadouts. I did strikers and overdogs with turmoils. I did this. This worked really well as well. You know, you can just spray and pray and kill everything. And then this combo, you don't necessarily need to run the Iron Lung if you don't want, but it just works with the whole theme with the sanitation. And then I also did this combo right here. I ran contractor gloves, and then you can run, you know, you could mix and match. You could run strikers here as well. And then you could run like the Coyote's mask if you want. It don't really matter. They all perform pretty much the same, all within the same damage. The difference between contractor gloves and overdogs is like 17% in when you actually get the temp damage from overdogs. So you can run overdogs and get those spikes of damage constantly, which is only 17% more than contractor gloves, or you could just run contractor gloves and get that consistent damage, especially when you're shooting against enemies with armor. So it's kind of either or. That's what I'm saying. Like, it doesn't really matter. Running contractor gloves or overdogs is just going to literally even out at the end of the mission. So yeah, that's pretty much it. That's like how I would run it. Then sanitation, just to give us all that damage, armor regen, or yeah, we've got Rupert's Tear, keep out, and then stepping stone. And then for the skills, you can run whatever you want. You don't need to run precision smart cover. I just do it because for this loadout, I'm going to be in cover for the most time. For heroic and below content, you can run something like this. And then Turmoil kneepads just to help get the damage around. And then if you don't want to run the Turmoil kneepads, that's fine. You know, you run strikers, and then freaking overdogs. It's mix and match. You could literally run whatever you want. That's all going to be really, really close. It's not like one setup is miraculously going to hit double what the other loadouts. The only one that you get a real big difference in damage, the courier, is just going to be the weakest one, obviously, because you don't have a talent that adds damage. All the other loadouts, you know, you'll have the striker's backpack that gives you more weapon damage. So either way, man, just run the build. It's freaking strikers. You got 30% rate of fire, 30% damage. Everything's going to melt. And that's why you could get away with running stuff like this and do totally fine. Alrighty, Dags, let me know what you guys think about this loadout. If it melts or not, if it's fire hot or not, and what changes you would make and how you would actually run a loadout like this. And if you actually play with the sanitation, I think it's one of the better of the active modifiers this season. Either way, if you enjoyed my sarcasm and made it this far, make sure to like the video, comment below what you think, and if you're not yet subscribed, you know what to do. It helps out the channels. Get out there, happy farming, and clap them cheeks. Oh shit, y'all saw the tank? It just rolled up out of nowhere and